भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं वदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो नमः। मण्डूकमहर्षे गौडपादाचार्यवर्याय आद्यशङ्करद्गुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। अथर्ववेदान्तर्गतमाण्डूक्योपनिषत् शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओं भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवैतं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ओं शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ अलातशान्त्याख्य चतुर्थ प्रकरणम्। ओम अभूताभिनिवेशाद् हि सदृशे तत्प्रवर्तते वस्तु अभावं स बुद्ध्वैव निस्संगं विनिवर्तते. We are dealing with this shloka from last 3-4 days, because not only this is the essence of all the theory which we have studied so far, but this itself again is the essence of what exactly practically we have to do to experience, and the experience essentially again is this only. So Siddhanta, Praktisu and Anubhuti, all the three are there in this shloka. This is what is theory. This is what is practice. This is what is experience. So, what is that? Only 3-4 thoughts. One is what? Abhuta abhiniveshatu. Abhuta non-existing. Abhinivesha is agraha. You have already seen the meaning of word abhinivesha is agraha in the earlier mantra. Agraha means insisting on that at the thought level. Abhuta abhinivesha. Then what is happening? Tat pravartate sadrushe tat pravartate. Chitta's existence and chitta doing its spandana leading to all abhasa, whatever the sort of abhasa. The karana is this. Abhuta abhinivesha. Non-existing thing is made to appear because of the insistence only. That insistence, agraha, you can talk it as the desire, or you can talk it as your vasana, you can call it as your own habit, whatever it is. Some people do out of vasana, some out of desire, some out of habit, they do. You know, some people, let's say, they make with wood some wooden things. Anywhere they see the wood, the person who is not a carpenter and carpenter, see the difference. When a non-carpenter sees the wood, he will never have abhinivesha of making that wood into something. For him, that abhinivesha is not at all there. Therefore, that vastu is abhuta. Because chitta and chitta pravartana, sadrusha pravartana is not there in him. The carpenter, when he sees, immediately in that wood, he will remember some ex tool banata. In that wood, is there a stool? No. But he had that abhinivesha of the abhuta, means never existing stool. Then chittam tadrusha pravartate. Is it not? Then he'll bargain to buy that wood. He'll pay the money. Then he'll bring all his instruments. No, the giving the money, bargaining, buying that one, using all the instruments, all of them are not at all there in the consideration of the non-carpenter. If he is a goldsmith or silversmith, he will have those things, but not this one. You understand that? Then he sees to it that that wood is made as tool. Even though it is made as tool, still it is wood only. But he is calling as tool and using it as tool and he is talking it as tool only. If you understand this example, everything is like that only. That is abhuta. It was never in the past, present, and future. But because of avinimesha, do you remember that wood has never become the stool. This is, I told you 3 4 days back also, 1 month back also, 1 year back also, today also. Very important. Stool, that wood has never become the stool. Then stool, wood is appearing as the stool. Become is creation. Appearance is appearance. Creation is not real. That's what we want to know. The absolute truth has never become the word. वही तो अजातवाद है. Because if it becomes, then it is under modification. Whichever is under modification, it is subject to destruction. If that is destruction, it is not sat, it is asat. When you talk about sat and you conclude as asat, all your logic is failed, no? Necessarily, that creation must be an appearance, not happening. Creation never happened. The creation is not there actually. The world is not a creation. World is an appearance. Like cloth is not created out of the thread. That word creation itself is creating all problems. सृष्टि नहीं हुआ, फिर आरोप हुआ, अध्यारोप हुआ, विनिवेश हुआ. परमात्मा पे जगत का आरोप हुआ, जगत का निर्माण नहीं हुआ. That will be a biggest problem. Then another thing I have to tell you, little subtle it is, I know, very heavy for you. Then what happened is, Srushti happened definitely. Of what? Of Nama Rupa. More subtly, go Rupa Nama Rahita on that Paramatma. Imposing Rupa Nama alone is called Srushti. Other than that, Srushti is not there. This we studied in many other Prakarana Grantha, in Panchadashi and all these topics come very detailed. What is a pot? Pata is the imposition of name and form on the mud. So what is created there? Name and form are created. Form is created, name is given to it. So is that form and name independently exist without the mud? No. When they don't get exist independently, then you can't say they are created. Then what is then? Very interesting. A creation is imposing name and form to that which has no name and form. So therefore, what is created is name and form. But is name and form independent? No. Therefore, where is the creation? No creation only. That is why the subtlety of that mantra, Vacharambhanam Vikaro, Namadeyam Mrutiketyeva Satyam. That mantra you have to understand. I am explaining this Abhuta Abhiniveshat. And this is at the very local Vyavaharik Samsarik level also true. We explained this exhaustively with so many examples. Today will not come to that low level. Like a person is there, in him there is no friend or enemy. अभूत है वो नहीं है, लेकिन you do the अभिनिवेश, then your chitta sadrushya pravartate. You know, either it does help, then you feel like friend and then try to become friend, or you feel if that person is a friend then he can help me, then I'll do the chitta vichara and karma in such a way that he is made friend. Then you use all your powers, abilities to convince him to be your friend. दैट्स ऑल है ना, कि इसको दोस्त बना के रखूंगा, मतलब दोस्त बनने के लिए जो त्याग करना है करते हैं. दैट्स हाउ द व्हेन द चिल्ड्रन, बॉय गर्ल, at the age of 18 20 25, when they fall in love, they are ready to do anything. After that crossing, मैं प्यार करता हूँ, तुम भी कर, नहीं करेगा तो तू छोड़, मैं छोड़ता हूँ. They don't have insistence. उतना अभिनिवेश नहीं होता वहां, मेच्योरिटी आ जाती. Ego becomes predominant there. I'm telling Vyavahara maybe how through the Avinivesha, Abhuta becomes Bhuta. That we're not talking. Anyway, keep that point and solve all the problems of the world in your mind. World problem is not there in the world, it is in the mind. Once it clicks to you, me, for all of us, That in the mind only, because of wrong understanding, the wrong relativity is created. That is the cause of dukkha. If that is understood, I tell you, samsara is gone from us. Now only we have to know Paramatma. With all the experiences and study of Shastra, I am sure every one of you are attending class in the last 2 years, they have reached to this level. Such people, neither they create udvega to anyone because they don't have selfishness and ego, nor get udvigda by somebody's action, because even to get disturbed also you have to have ego and selfishness. Because it's understood, all it is in the mind. Very important, is it not? And what is the meaning of in the mind? Avayuta, avauta, abhiniveshat. Now, what is solution is most important. Vastu abhavam sabudhva eva. Vastu abhavam sabudhva eva means what? Ruthlessly reject the presence of anything other than God. Ruthlessly, before rejecting it, slowly devalue it. Give how to devalue it? From giving it the status of a reality, give it the status of a mithyatva. It is easier and it is correct also. Why? What is mithya? That which was not there past, which is not there in future, in the middle it is appearing. In the world, everything is like that only. Therefore, everything is mithya. Therefore, it will be there in the vyavahara kala. Vyavahara kala, you act according to dharma, then lene ka dena nahi padega. Knowing that one day it will go. Like our class. It is mithya because it was not there in the past, it will not in the future. But in the middle, when the class is going on, then you are vyavaharik kal mein dharma se what is taught. If you are learning, you are not creating samsara. Mhm. Is it not? Before 10 the class is not there, after one class is not there, in between it is there. Aaya gaya. But us samay you learn maximum. Then the class, any other aspects of class, that knowledge will not become cause of samsara to us. So first, reduce giving the value that it is real by introducing the understanding that it is mithya. By that, influence of the world on you get reduced. See the result of that in the reduction of abhinivesha, agraha. And find the result of that abhinivesha, agraha, rahitya in terms of peace of mind. The peace and stability of the mind is tested when the odd things happen. Are you balanced or not? These are all interconnected. When the unexpected, untoward things are happening, if you are balanced, means what? Your mind is at peace. Mind is at peace means what? Abhinivesha is at a very low level. Abhinivesha very less का अर्थ क्या है? You have given the world mithya value means what? You have reduced to give a value of reality to it. Next stage में, next and final stage में, there are only two things. One, either real Paramatma or Mithya Jagat. If you see the snake, you can't see rope. If you want to see the rope, you can't see the snake. Therefore, at that time, ruthlessly you have to reject the snakeness. Then only you will see the rope as it is. There, the Mithyatva of the Jagat is extended to level of Asatyatva. That is called as Vastu Abhavam. No, how the vastu abhavam? One is by not giving value. Second is by eliminating all the vasanas. Third, by using the logic that there is nothing other than Paramatma as per Shastra. Fourth is experiential. देखो वस्तु का अभाव अनुभव है अल्टीमेटली क्योंकि परमात्मा के अलावा कोई वस्तु ही नहीं है बट दैट इज लॉजिकल फर्स्ट बिफोर दैट शास्त्रीय एंड लॉजिकल आई स्टडी शास्त्र एंड यूज लॉजिक परमात्मा के भिन्न और वह ही नहीं है कुछ भी है तो परमात्मा ही उस रूप में देखे जा रहे हैं Therefore, Vastu is not really there. Vastu abhavam. And Vasanas are not there. When there are no Vasanas, why the Vastus are there? Desires are not there. Where is the Vastu? I am just telling how to reach to this stage of Vastutva abhava. So, before discovering the state of seeing the entire world but knowing that it is abhava, You have to withdraw from the world, go to a jungle, close your eyes, through contemplation and meditation, discover the reality of Paramatma and Mithyatva or Asatyatva of the Jagat first. After establishing in that, to test it, we come to the world through senses and mind and see entire thing. Senses and mind is presenting the world of colors, forms, emotions, but the already gained knowledge and the seat of meditation proves that in spite of all that is seen, it is not real. That is the meaning of Alatha example. It is seen, but there is no substance in that. It is not reality at all. The Ruja Abhasa, Vakra Abhasa, they are appearing, but they are not real, Baba. आप उस आभास से कुछ नहीं कर सकते, उसका तोल नहीं सकते, मोल नहीं सकते उसको. That sthiti will come. No, it's all inner refinement, inner deeper understanding. That understanding possibility is there in every intellect. But the intellects of us are corrupted by the virus of the desires of mind, the attractions of the senses, the laziness of the body, the reality given to the world. Now we have to cross all these stages. Then only we can do Vastu Abhavam Buddhva. Then what happens? Nisangaha. Nisangaha means what? चित्त बनने का, चित्त आभास करने का, चित्त का स्पंदन होने का आवश्यकता नहीं रहेगा. Then that is not there. When the chitta abhasa, chitta is not doing spandana, chitta spandana is not leading to any abhasa, then what is the need of chitta present there? No, therefore vinivartate. Chitta dissolves to become the self. Like I am the self. But when I have the Vastu Buddhi to a speech on, let us say, Upanishad, then what happens? Me, the chitta is born. In the chitta, spandana will happen. The spandana will lead to an abhasa. Abhasa, I am the speaker and I have this knowledge, and you are the spoken, I have to speak to you. Then what's happening? The speech I am giving reality, the listener, you also am giving reality. Then really I am speaking and you are listening. This is how the abhasa has become satya. Before I started speech, all of that was not there. And once I stop speaking also, it is not there. So Vastu Abhavam, what I do exactly 1 o'clock? I discover the non-need of the class. Vastu Abhavam. Therefore, there is no nimittata in the consciousness to appear as that chitta, which when became spandita, dichotomized as or the led to the presence of dichotomy of Vakta and Shrota. After 1 o'clock, neither you are there as a Shrota to me, nor Vakta I am there. Because Vinivartate, Nirnimitta or Nisangaha. अगेन इवनिंग क्लास 6 होते ही फिर से वस्तु का भाव मैं बांधता हूं तो चित्त विल एक्ट लाइक दैट. व्हाट अ गुड एग्जांपल. क्लियर? नो, एक्सटेंड इट एवरीवेयर. व्हेन यू टेक द वर्ल्ड एज रियल, immediately the chitta becomes pandita. The moment the chitta becomes pandita, inside us the grahya grahaka is born. Clear? Then what is sadhana there? It's only undoing. I insisted upon the non-existing thing. First I made it appear and gave it reality. Now, though the world is appearing as real, yet I say it is imaginary. Slowly I go to the level of the Vastu is Abhava. And this Vastu Abhavata is meditation. Even on the seat of meditation, through japa adi, when the mind is quietened, when the inquiry sets in about the self, attention is not at all there on the indriyas or mana. इंद्रिय मन ही वस्तुओं को हमारे अनुभव में लाते हैं, तो वस्तुएं रहते ही नहीं. So the logical Vastu Abhava is other than self, nothing is there. Practical Vastu Abhava is on the seat of meditation when I focus on the self. Because the self focus is on the self, the not self is Abhava. Experiential final thing is while focusing that way for a long time, when I touch the self and experience it, other than that there is nothing, therefore Vastu Abhava. तो थियरिटिकल वस्तु अभाव, प्रैक्टिकल वस्तु अभाव, अनुभवपूर्वक वस्तु अभाव. एट द अनुभवपूर्वक लेवल में निर्निमित्त विनिवर्तते. प्रैक्टिस करते करते ही निमित्त खत्म होता रहता है. निमित्त खत्म होते ही विनिवर्तते. द कॉन्शियस सेल्फ डजंट बिकम द चित्त. And all this theory you have to deeply feel on the seat of meditation. That much urge should be there for meditation. For that, that much of vairagya, not to enter into the new world and to exhaust all vasanas inside through viveka. तभी जाकर होगा. With so many goals kept in the outer life, so many projects, so many positions, indulgences, how you can't even enter little bit also. That's what every day we are doing. Filled with so many of vasanas, desires, value for the world. But sit for meditation. Either फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 2 मिनट से ज़्यादा नहीं बैठते. ज़बरदस्ती भी आधा घंटा बैठो, उसमें 29 मिनट जो है द थिंकिंग ओनली अबाउट द वर्ल्ड. That 1 minute only a struggle. And that too, even to focus fully, chanting the name of Lord Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Narayana also is important. I mean, that much spoiled is our antakarana. You must know it. That is why the need of karma, bhakti, yoga. Without those three sadhanas consciously done with knowledge, this type of antakarana, which is unfit for Vedanta, will not become fit. And unless antakarana is fit, the theory can never become practical on seat of meditation to discover Ekamevadvayam Paramatma. Now, at the end of Mandukya, if we don't speak about these things, when will we speak now? ये इंपॉर्टेंट बातें, गंभीर बातें हैं, पर हृदय में रखना, सोचते जाना, समझते जाना, करते जाना. अभूताभिनिवेशादि सदृशे तत् प्रवर्तते. वस्तु अभाव सबुद्वैव निर्निमित्तः विनिवर्तते. सॉरी, निस्संगम विनिवर्तते. So a layman's language में कहने से, it's only because your abhinivesha the world is there. If you reduce the abhinivesha, world disappears. Because of the abhinivesha, when the world is appearing, the self as if appears to be not seen or not there. But when you remove these abhiniveshas and drop all the extrovertedness and agitation of mind intellect, you will see the truth and truth and truth alone. To such person, tatra pratyaksham chaitanyam eva. He will see through the eyes and in all the mind, etc., but he will not be misguided by them. You know, seeing but not getting misguided. Now, seeing only to get misguided. You know what is said in Kathopanishad, Andhe Naiva Niyamana. Generally, we interpret this shloka traditionally also, that misguided by the blindfolded people outside who are materialistic. That is one meaning, truly. But actually, देखा जाए, Andhe Naiva Niyamana means being led by the blind. Who are the blind? All our Dehendriya Manobuddhi. They are the Andha. And we are led by them. Why they are the Andha? By nature they are Andha because they don't have capacity to know or reveal self. Therefore they are Andha only. Like I can see 1 kilometer distance. Beyond 1 kilometer is the space there are not. Yeah. Are you able to see? No. Therefore what are you? Blind only. जो मैं नहीं देख सकता हूँ उसके लिए मैं अंधा ही हूँ ना. So the Vani cannot speak out the truth. Therefore, it is Andha. Eye cannot see the truth. This eye. It is Andha. Ears are cannot see, listen the Paramatma. Therefore, they are all Andha. But Andhe Maina Niyamana means what? By these Indriya Mano Buddhi are leading us either for the materialism or we are using same things. We are using the same things to see or know or understand Paramatma, which is impossible. They are because they are Andha. Therefore, what is to be done with the instruments? Pilot, stop, you are getting misguided by them into worldliness. Then see that they are mastered by you. Then you just transcend them to see Paramatma. This will come in our Bhagavat class today evening. साधना के बाद जब कहते हैं बहुत बढ़िया टॉपिक, आई टेल यू, यू मिस ऑल क्लासेस, बट डोंट मिस दैट. How clearly we are listening. Listen these talks once, twice, thrice. Vastvabhavam sabuddhaiva nisango vinivartate. Ah, interesting. So, the position of everything, one by one. Self experience is not there, that is called as ignorance. Vasanas are there, yes. Dehendra Manobuddhi are very virulently, actively, dynamically working, yes. Their working aggressively in the world is happening, yes. It is happening with so much of habitualness, yes. So, seen world through sense and Manobuddhi are given reality, yes. So many problems are there which are hiding self. So each of them you have to sort out. लाइक एक साल तक आप अपने कमरे में या घर में नहीं गए तो सो मेनी ऑब्स्टेकल्स विल बी देयर अन रूट. कोई घर में हो या कोई गांव में या कोई बड़े महल में जाओ तो यू विल सी द कॉब वेग्स, यू विल सी द उल्लू लटक रहे कहीं और ये और कुछ pigeons are there, dust is there. So you keep on cleaning them till you reach the sanctum. So to the self, the sanctum sanctumorium is being diluted or polluted by so many things en route. Each of them we have to clear. Then only you will have the darshan. ये जो हमको करवाते हैं वही साधनाएं हैं, भक्ति कर्म ज्ञान ध्यान, और बिठा कर हमसे कराने वाले हैं सतगुरु. Okay, so in this way, yasmat abhutaabhiniveshat asati dvaye dvaya astitva nischaya abhutanivesha. Other than self, there is no other thing only, but you think it is there and you are insisting on that. That's called agraha. This is called abhuta abhinivesha. Tasmat avidya vyamoha रूपात. And because of that your अभिनिवेश, जैसा आपका अभिनिवेश है वैसे ही सदृशे तद अनुरूपे तत् प्रवर्तते. What is that here? We already said चित्तम प्रवर्तते. Now what is to be done? तस्य द्वयस्य वस्तुनः अभावम यदा बुद्धवान. It's the very highest level he is saying, but to reach to the highest level we have to travel from the lowest level. What is the highest level? He says when you have awakened to the absence of that vastu. When do you awaken to the absence of that vastu? Only when you awaken to the vastu which is present, that is Paramatma. That is final action. But before that, as I said, the too much value importance given to it is reduced through Viveka Vairagya. Slowly, only Vyavaharika value is given to that. Even beyond that also, we say that it's only Mithya and appearance. Slowly see to it that even for Vyavahara and Mithya also it is not there. Then we can say Vastu Abhava. Vastu Abhava. One by one vastu and all the vastus. They're all actually the feeling is what at this level. Vastu abhava means for me to be, nothing is required. For me to be eternal, nothing is required. For me to be eternally happy, nothing is required. Because that eternal happy being is me. That's called vastu abhavam feeling actually. If you have some importance to the vastus, you have that feeling, immediately the vastus they come to you. देखो वस्तु अभाव सबुद्वैवा is to discover the independence from the dependency on the things and beings, everything, and also the thoughts. How do you do that? Only one condition, when I discover myself to be pure existence. Because existence doesn't depend on anything for its existence. So too, that existence, me alone is conscious self. And consciousness doesn't need anything it to illuminate. And this existence consciousness being all pervading, eternally there's nothing which can trouble it. There's no misery, it is Ananda. That will come in the next slokas. तो अभावम यदा बुद्धवान तदा तस्मात् निस्संगम निरपेक्षम सत विनिवर्तते अभूत अभिनिवेश आशय अभिनिवेश विषयात्. इसको लेमैन्स लैंग्वेज में क्या कहते हैं? बाहर दुनिया को पकड़ो, बाहर दुनिया रहेगा. अंदर दुनिया को पकड़ो, अंदर का दुनिया रहेगा. क्या? ऑपोजिट. बाहर दुनिया को छोड़ो, छूटता जाएगा, अंदर दुनिया को छोड़ो, छूटता जाएगा, और जिसको छोड़ नहीं सकते, पकड़ नहीं सकते, वो रह जाएगा, वही हम हैं। नो, आई हैव सीन इन बॉम्बे ए बिग कॉलोनी अपार्टमेंट्स। जब भी मैं उसका नाम देख के नहीं सुनता हूँ ना, आई फील वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, दैट इज कॉल्ड रहेजा अपार्टमेंट। मैं पूछता हूँ चले जा किधर है? इज इट नॉट? हम अब विथ ऑल द ऑब्जेक्ट्स वी आर रहे जा वी आर डूइंग, दैट इज परमात्मा ही चले जा चले जा। इफ यू डू चले जा टू द वर्ल्ड, भगवान विल बी रहे जा। चॉइस इज अवर्स। See the greatness of God's creation, kindness in the world. Nothing is remaining permanent with us, even we are in, if we are insisting. We only insisting and holding the things and beings longer time to extend our samsara as well as forgetfulness of the pursuit of the Paramatma. Otherwise, nothing is remaining in the world. In the same way, in the mind also, no emotion, no experience, good or bad, also is by nature remaining in our heart for a long time, unless we are repeatedly repeating it and remembering it and extending. If you learn the art what we do in the class, anedo janedo, so too to the mind and the outer world, there is no world to trouble us. That's what they say, be in a Sakshi Bhava. Be a Sakshi. You don't, the moment you are not a Sakshi, you are identified, you have become samsari. सब कुछ आ रहा है जा रहे हैं, आने दो जाने दो, पकड़ क्यों रहे हो? क्यों पकड़ते हो? When you give importance. That's why stopping importance is called as Dvandva Sahishnutha or Samata. You know, why do we are again and again told to practice this Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, Sukha Dukkhe Same Krutva Labha Labho Same Yaga. Why? In that Samasthiti, the arrival and departure is devalued. When the arrival departure is devalued, then only you can become a Sakshi. When you are become a Sakshi, then only you can think, who is the Sakshi? What is his nature? Then we find he is the Sachidananda Brahma, and I am that. When you discover that where is this all world gone? Why? It was never there. Where the snake gone when the rope is discovered? Gone because it was never there. It was only your ignorance. With the knowledge came, it came away, went away. Where is the dream? Gone into the waker's mind from where it appeared. It went into its own absence because it came from absence. एब्सेंस से प्रेजेंट लगा, प्रेजेंट से एब्सेंट में चला गया, उसका कोई सत्य नहीं है. परमात्मा इज एटर्नल प्रेजेंट वेदर यू सी आर नॉट. दैट इज मी. This way, the Vedantic churning, you have to keep on doing daily, daily, daily. Become, make a habit. पागल बनना है उसमें. But your bhakti on God, Shraddha on Guru, and Nishtha of studying Shastra should never be given up. These three ones put us on right track of thinking, contemplating, deeply contemplating. In that contemplating heat of yajna, the fire of knowledge starts coming, in which all the ignorance is offered as oblations. Swaha. Oblations. It is for every one of us. सो शुरू करना है हमको ज्ञान यज्ञ. उस अग्नि में अज्ञान का, संविधाओं का स्वाहा. अभी हमारा अंतःकरण तो गीला लकड़ी है, उसको चर्निंग कर रहे हैं, अभी आग ही नहीं आया अभी तक. सुखाना है उसको. व्हाट इज गीला अंतःकरण? स्टिल लॉट ऑफ डिजायर, सॉर्ट ऑफ वर्ल्डलीनेस. उसको ड्राई करो, मीन्स हैव वैराग्य. देन व्हेन यू चर्न इट, देन द अग्नि कम्स. इन दैट द इग्नोरेंस फ्यूएल गेट्स बर्न्ड. ज्ञान अग्नि दग्ध कर्माण. आत्मानमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिं ज्ञाननिर्मतनाभ्यासात् पापं दहति पंडितः. This is in Kaivalya Upanishad. That is used in the puja also. ज्ञाननिर्मतनाभ्यासात् पूजयाम्यहम्. पाशं दहति पंडितः अभूताभिनिवेशाद् हि सदृशे तत् प्रवर्तते बुद्ध्वा अनिमित्ततां सत्यां बुद्ध्वा अनिमित्तता वस्त्वभावं स बुद्ध्वैव निस्सङ्गं विनिवर्तते निस्सङ्गं विनिवर्तते. I gave my example. When the Abhinivesha for the lecture is there, then the speaker is appearing in the self. At the appearance of the speaker, self is never forgotten, speaker is never real. If the speaker is real, he should go on talking. But when the Abhinivesha goes away, speaker is going. Speaker, walker, talker, looker, goer, doer, comer, जो भी नाम दो. All doers or doings. All are imagined only. Are you feeling now? What is Vedanta? थोड़ा थोड़ा मजा आ रहा है कि नहीं आजकल समझ में आ रहा है? You can understand, you can feel it. The final thing is this: I, in my own non-desire to know the truth, I am doing the abhinivesha. Therefore, the chitta spandana, then grahana grahya avasa is appearing. Samsara, like I give the example, the wood appearing as tool. Then he uses it. He only uses it. He doesn't give it to anybody or whomever he loves. He gives that person. But again goes and sees whether that person is using it or sold, or he himself sells. While selling, he takes about he calculates about the amount money he got it. No, about what he is doing all the samsara on the stool, which is never there. It was only imagined on the wood. यही तो चक्कर है ना. व्यक्ति में मित्र को देखा, फिर मित्र को जाना, मित्र को बुलाना, मित्र को ये गिफ्ट देना. The subsequent samsara will come. You don't have the samsara with every human being in the world. Among those human beings जिसको आपने मित्र या शत्रु माना उसके ऊपर मित्र शत्रु मानने से होता है. मित्र शत्रु होता कोई नहीं है. लोग होते हैं, परिस्थितियां होते हैं बस. People are there, situations come, that's it. But somehow we decided this is sukha, that is dukkha. So anything opposite sukha happens, you call it as dukkha. Anything convenient to our imagination of sukha happens, we think it as sukha. We take it as sukha. There is no sukha and dukkha. When you love me, it is not sukha. When you hate me, it is not dukkha. But when you love me, I am happy. When you hate me, I am dukkha. This is how I decided. Therefore, I feel sukha dukhi when you love or hate me. Otherwise, you love me or hate me are only situations. You need not make a samsara out of it. That choice is ever there. That's called samatva. And at a higher level, you love me or hate me. Which me you are loving or hating? You know that Adi Shankara shloka. Chandala, when he is coming, he says, move, move. That Chandala who was Kashi Vishwanath himself says, किसको कह रहे हो move करने को? अन्नमय से अन्नमय को और चैतन्य को चैतन्य से. You can't make annamaya to move because it is jada. Or your annamaya, my annamaya is same. और चैतन्य में वो चैतन्य चैतन्य कहाँ जाएगा? वो तो है ही, एक ही है. वो जगह ही नहीं जो नहीं है वहाँ. See that? Whom are you loving? If you love the self in me, you are the self. If you are loving the Dehendra Upadhi, you are in illusion. Because I know they are delusion, they are not reality. See that higher level में जाओ ना, contemplation में, pure Vedantic. All sentiments, all emotions, all attachments. In fact, all vyavahara becomes zero. But are you ready for it? Then only you can thoroughly enjoy it. The joy of that vairagya is million times more than the joy of ragadvesh. You have joy in ragadvesh because this person को प्रति द्वेष है, उसको नुकसान हो गया तो you dance with joy. Dvesha gives ananda that way. Raga anyway gives ananda because person whom you love, when he succeeds, you are happy. But the happiness of vairagya is million times more than. पहले तो उसकी possibility को हमें स्वीकार करना है. I'm just telling how pure highest Vedanta में when you go, all these the grosser things, subtler things, they dissolve. उसके फायदे ही नहीं है. That's how they become universally consciousness oriented, and as a consciousness, they revere, respect everything. There are no loves and hatreds, seeing others as individuals. The Gurudev never loves me seeing me as an individual. He has that reverence respect to the conscious self in me, which is there in him also. But I sought his blessing as I accept him to be my guru or daivam and I became disciple. He reciprocates that. That's different. Whoever love them, they reciprocate. Whoever respect them, bless, ask them to bless, they bless. That is यथा यथा माम प्रपद्यन्ते वाला रूल है वो. लाइक आई हैव इक्वल, यू आर ऑल माय स्टूडेंट, यू आर ऑल लिसनर्स. अच्छे, आप में से कोई प्रश्न पूछे तो जवाब देंगे, क्योंकि पूछा, नहीं पूछा तो नहीं देंगे. देयर इज नो संसार देयर. पूछने वालों को भी नहीं है, नहीं पूछने वालों को नहीं है. From my standpoint, when you know the deep Vedanta, na, you will laugh at the earlier samsara of raga and dvesha and all द्वंद्वास. सब मनमानी है. ये ऐसा खेल है जिसमें हम ही फंस गए. Anyway, now निवृत्तस्य प्रवृत्तस्य निश्चला हि तदा स्थितिः विषयस्य हि बुद्धानां तत्साम्यमजमद्वयम्. निवृत्तस्य प्रवृत्तस्य निश्चला हि तदा स्थितिः विषयस्य हि बुद्धानां तत्साम्यमजमद्वयम्. These are all very heavy shlokas. इसको लाइट बोलकर छोड़ भी सकता हूँ मैं. आई कैन फिनिश रिमेनिंग 15-20 श्लोका इन हाफ एन आवर without minding my understanding or your understanding by just telling superficially the literal word meaning. But these days, last 10-15 days, at least last 5-6 shlokas, we are not satisfied with the literal meaning. We are trying to see the deeper meaning, its implications, its practicality also. बहुत गंभीर. और ये अभी शुरुआत. When I study and teach third, fourth time मांडुक्य, that time the depth will be more, clarity will be more, example will be perfect. तो मेरे भी पहली बार है. बट मुझे भी रिस्पेक्ट मांडुक्य के लिए इतना बढ़ रहा है. So much, so much. I was praying every day. Om Sri Gaudavasa Guru Namaha, Om Sri Adishankara Guru Namaha, Om Sri Manduka Maharshi Namaha. Daily I do sometime. Praying to them. See that I don't leave this Shastra, because no other Shastra could mold as much this Shastra is molding towards the pursuit of the ultimate. All are great. They led us to this, but this is taking us ultimate. Anyway, now what is the shloka here? Nivrittasya apravrittasya nischala hai tada sthitihi. Sahi buddhanam vishayah tatu samyam ajam advayam. So, what is the situation of that chitta which because of Nissanga became Nirvarta, as said in the earlier shloka. The last shloka, the last two words were Nissanga Vinivartate. That Nissangata and Vinivartanam of the chitta is explained here. What is the meaning of Nissanga and Vinivartanam? So, this is Nivrittasya Apravrittasya. It's very sublime things. Nivritta and Aparvritta. Nivritta is withdrawn from the all past samskaras. Past samskara means सब आ गया उसमें, अनुभव वगैरह सब कुछ. Aparavritta means withdrawn from the future imaginations. If we can that way reject the past of the last second, the future of the next second, we are in the present. Present can never be experienced as a time. There's no present, it's only presence. By the time you are aware about the time goes into past. Present is never experienced as the time. Present is experienced as consciousness only. But consciousness is becoming desha and kala because of the value given to the past and future. So here the nivritta means totally withdrawn from the entire past, including vasanas. That is equal to all sanchita are burnt. I am talking in the language of all prakarana granthas and सब मिलाकर पढ़ा रहा हूँ, पढ़ रहे हम सब दोनों मिलकर. Nivritta means the one whose chitta is withdrawn from all its past impressions, past habits of getting influenced by the impressions for its own uh, uh, chalanam, spandanam. Chittaka spandanam because of asanas, visano, all that gone. And apravrutasya, pravruti is regarding future. Future is a result. क्या होगा क्या होगा क्या होगा, nothing doing. When this is done, nivrittasya pravrittasya, what is bhashyakara's meaning we are going to see, but now we are seeing literal meaning of this most beautiful another sloka 81. 80 का पूरा हमने बताया, 17 and 80 5 days we dealt with, there we understood the cause of entire creation's appearance as well as reality given to it, as well as seeking sukha in that, as well as trying to get that sukha, we get bound in the world, in सब का हमने संसार कहाँ से शुरू होता, we saw in 79 and 80 along with the solution. First shloka said, Buddhva animitatam satyam hetum pratak anavapnuvan vita shokam tata akamam abhayam padamasnute avut abhiniveshati sadhushe tat pravartate vastu abham sabuddha eva nisangam nivartate. Now the meaning of that nisangam nivartate here said here. First nisangam nivartate means nivruttasya apravrittasya. In Gurudev's language, the last thought is thoughted, the next thought is not thoughting. He says like that. Last thought is thoughted, the next thought is not thoughted. What is in between is you. Gurudev's guidance for meditation is through japa, make the mind absolutely single minded. Then do one japa mantra, stop it. Next mantra you don't do. In between, what is there is you, the conscious self. Go on expanding that gap. When you go on, that is called dhi becomes sama. It has not become vishama. If you do it with the name of the Lord, it is a shabdan with the savikalpa samadhi. All that it will come technically when you study Drugdrisha Viveka or all such texts. But yaha nivrittasya said, apravrittasya, then what is nischala? Because buddhi becomes chanchala when it has a force pushing it from behind. What is the force? Nivritti and pravritti. निवृत्ति इज पास्ट एंड फ्यूचर. अब दोनों नहीं है, वृत्ति प्रवृत्ति, वृत्ति से निवृत्त हो गया, प्रवृत्ति भी नहीं हुआ. निवृत्ति, वृत्ति हैज बिकम निवृत्त, प्रवृत्ति इज अप्रवृत्त. सो निवृत्त से अप्रवृत्त से निश्चला. At that nischala, like water in the movement is wave. Interesting thing. When the movement in the water stops, what happens to wave? Disappears. Then what remains? Nischala jala. That's why nistaranga jalarasi nischalam. Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. In Vivek Chudavani, Adi Shankara teaches it. In fact, I was thinking to which talk. मैं विवेक चूड़ामणि ले लूँ या उपदेश शास्त्री या विदुर नीति और विष्णु सहस्रनामा. Whole morning I was thinking on that. Till the conclusion has not come. Tentatively I was thinking to do विष्णु सहस्रनाम in Telugu, विदुर नीति in Hindi morning classes. अब क्या होगा कल देखेंगे. आज तो ये क्लास से हम खत्म. सो निवृत्तस्य अप्रवृत्य निश्चला. You understand? Chitta become chalana rahita. That is the Atma only. But that we will discover Sahi Buddhanam Vishaya. To awaken to that state of Chitta Nischalata, which is Atma Anubhava itself, only a highly wise people can awaken to that. Here, by using this word, Gaudapada is respecting the Buddha. Buddhanam is saying. Not Buddhas who are gabal, safkar, kaat gaye. Oh, no, the real who are awakened. Buddha, the enlightened. Buddha is not a person. Buddha is a state of being. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Sarupaya Nama. Much before Buddha, only the word is always there. Buddha means ये समझ गया अर्थ. इसे आत्मबोध, जिनको बोध हो गया वो बुद्ध हो गया. So Buddhanam Saha Vishaya. Buddhanam Vishaya means that state of being is possible only to the highly refined, evolved, awakened souls. And how it looks like, tat samyam ajam advayam. That is samya anubhava. Again, there is no vishamata of grahana grahya. Samyam का अर्थ हो गया. Ajam is what? There is no cause for it. Then advayam is itself is not a cause to lead to an effect. That experience is the experience of that state, and that is me. That is real me. Go and get identified and established in that you are mukta from the Dvaita Jagat as Jiva. So I myself am there. From me only me and Jagat came. And I who came is fighting with the Jagat. You dissolve the Jagat in that's real me, dissolve yourself in me, real me, you are realized. That's it. You are the substratum, like the waker mind is substratum to the dreamer and dream world. Both are the waker mind only. How do you say? Because when you wake up, waker mind alone is there, both of them have gone. Before you went into dream also, waker mind also there. देखो पहले जो था बाद में जो था उसी में से जो बीच में आया था निकला है उसी में जाएगा obvious ना earlier waker mind later on waker mind then where from it must have come if waker mind is there earlier the dream from that only now again end of it waker mind is there so where it must have gone into the waker mind that is called logic. There is one paratha, one vyakti. Nobody entered, nobody existed. After half an hour, there is no paratha. Now what I have to say? Chipkali आया नहीं, बिल्ली आया नहीं, कुत्ता नहीं आया है. So common sense, that fellow ate that paratha. In the same way, before us waker, after is waker. In between, that is there. Now that another thing, paratha also made by him only, eaten by him only. So to here, it is made out of the dreaming, waking mind, entering into waking mind only. Dream ka example. In the self, from the self only all has appeared and goes back into the self only. This much. This sloka has a wonderful bhashyam. Let us see. Nivuruttasya means Dvaita Vishayatu. The one who is withdrawn from the Dvaita Vishaya. The whole concept of duality in which all the dualism is valid, he has got total, he has rejected all that. That is called as Dvaita Vishayat Nivrittasya. And that is achieved through samskara, vasana removal, habits changing, using Shastra Jnana, having faith in the Guru and having the goal to be that one. Most importantly, using the logic. With all these, we have to withdraw from the Dvaita. What is the meaning of withdraw Dvaita? Accepting or understanding it to be unreal. Because ऊपर बता दिया ना विनिवर्तते करके निवृत्तस्य so द्वैत से निवृत्त हो गया. I am no more getting carried away by senses and mind which are reporting the Dvaita Jagat. I am also not anymore influenced by the samskaras in me to agitate my chitta to lead to the appearance of grahana grahya. Grahaka grahya. This is called nivrittasya. No, this is a high state. That's why it is possible only for Buddha now. ये तो बहुत दूर की बात है हम बस सुन रहे हैं 20,000 किलोमीटर दूर वॉकिंग में जाना है सुन रहे हो बट चलते 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 20,000 किलोमीटर कब पहुंचोगे निवृत्तस्य is द्वैत विषयात निवृत्तस्य then what is the meaning of अप्रवृत्तस्य विषय अंतरे च अप्रवृत्तस्य विषय अंतरे च अप्रवृत्तस्य means what not initiating chitta to new thinking of the things. Now, this is so crucial. In fact, I feel it's so essential to talk on this for half an hour. But इतना मैं कहता हूँ बहुत ध्यान से सुनना when we have done vinvrutti from something, it is only half achievement. Why? Because Earlier, the chitta which had the tendency of doing pravritti, the chitta still with its ability to do pravritti is there. Therefore, again it will do the pravritti. What we unknowingly do in our sadhana with half knowledge, we do the nivritti and we think it is over. No, the nivritti is fulfilled only in apravritti. Otherwise, nivritti becomes pravritti. You are under the force of willpower, have done nivritti. But there is no knowledge gained in you about the self. Therefore, the same mind will make you do pravritti. Therefore, and equal important like nivritti is not doing again pravritti. We withdraw from one friend, nivritti, but again we make another friend. We withdraw from one job, but enter into other one. One relation into the other. We have withdrawn from one deha, but entering into the other. So too, we have withdrawn from one emotion, but entering into the other. भाई निवृत्त हो गए तो उसे प्रवृत्त भी नहीं होना. Nivritta is done by eliminating vasu. Apravritti is done by not having new sankalpa. Underline this point. The moment you have sankalpa, that manifests in the form of some dvaita. Then your advaita is gone. That's why Atma Samsamana Krutva na kinchidapi chintayet. Na kinchidapi chintayet is always said. We neglect it. निवृत्त हो गए ना स्वामी जी हो जाता है कि नहीं 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 अप्रवृत्त बिकॉज द निवृत्ति विल स्लोली आफ्टर अगेन बिकम प्रवृत्ति देन ऑल दैट इज डन बिकम्स यूटिलाइज्ड that is only a highly matured buddha nam here who has become so refined in his antakarana through hours and hours of contemplation every day for so many years. Such person only can reach to that state of final thought thoughted, new thought not thoughting. निवृत्तस्य प्रवृत्तस्य ओके अभावदर्शनेन चित्तस्य निश्चला चलनवर्जिता ब्रह्मस्वरूपा एव तदा स्थितिः. देखो क्या भाव समय अभावदर्शनेन when there is no bhava of the rupa nama of jagat there, therefore chittasya nischala chalavarjita sthiti. That sthiti of chitta is nischala, nischala chalavarjita. So jat nischala chalavarjita chitta, where there is no bhava of any of the dvandva, because nivritti va, apravritti va, that is called Brahma Swarupa eva tada sthiti. That is called as chitta becoming Brahma, which is Chit Swarupa. Chit is Brahma, Brahma is Chit. Ya esha Brahma Swarupa sthiti chittasya. This experience of Brahma Swarupa sthiti of the chitta, Advaya Vijnana Ekarasa Ghana Lakshana. That is Advaya Vijnana Ekarasa Ghana Lakshana. That is one without second. Advaya Vijnana Ekarasa is a pure homogeneous consciousness. Ghana without any breakages in between. Lakshana of that nature. Saha hi yasmat vishayaha gocharaha paramartha darshinam buddhana. And that is experienceable only for the ones who have got the Paramartha Darshana. They are named here by Karika as Buddha, Buddhana. Tat Tasmat. Therefore, that one is Samyam, means Param Nirvishesha. Supreme Vishesha Rahita it is. A Jam, it is unborn. A Dvayam, there is no thing other than it. No, these are all the words I can't explain you because it's a state of experience of the self. But little we touched it. Tomorrow, little more of this we talk. Then go to Ajam Anidram Aswapnam Prabhatam Bhavati Swayam Sakrut Vibhato Hevaisha Dharmo Dhatu Swabhavatah Sukham Avriyate Nityam Dukkham Vivriyate Sada Yasya Kasya Dharmasya Grahena Bhagavan Asau अस्ति नास्ति अस्ति नास्तीति नास्ति नास्तीति वा पुनः चलस्थिरो भयाभावैः आवृणोत्येव बालिशः. कोट्यश्चतस्र एतास्तु ग्रहैर्यासां सदा आवृतः भगवान् अस्पृष्टः येन दृष्टः सर्वदृगो प्राप्य सर्वज्ञतां कृत्स्नां ब्राह्मण्यं पदमद्वयम् अनापन्नादिमध्यान्तं किमतः परमीहते विप्राणां विनयो ह्येषः शमप्राकृतौ उच्यते दमः प्रकृतिदान्तत्वात् एवं विद्वान् शमं व्रजेतो अवस्तु सोपलम्भं च द्वयं लौकिकमिष्यते अवस्तु सोपलम्भं च शुद्धं लौकिकमिष्यते अवस्तु अनुपलम्भं च लोकोत्तरमिति स्मृतं ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं च विज्ञेयं सदा बुद्धैः प्रकीर्तितं ज्ञाने च त्रिविधे ज्ञेये क्रमेण विदिते स्वयं सर्वज्ञता हि सर्वत्र भवतीह महाधियः हेया ज्ञेयाप्यपाख्यानि विज्ञेयान्यग्रयाणतः तेषाम् अन्यत्र विज्ञात उपलम्बस्त्रिषु स्मृतः प्रकृत्याकाशवद्ज्ञेयाः सर्वे धर्मा अनादयः विद्यते न हि नानात्वं तेषां क्वचन किञ्चन they're all double PhD level श्लोकास but we are starting we are listening कभी ना कभी हमको भी वो स्थिति आएगी we'll also able to understand these गंभीर श्लोकास they're highly contemplative meditative he said in the beginning only Vishaya these are all the Buddha nam Vishaya only a highly withdrawn, awakened, meditated mind person. That person, no more in the hustle and bustle of the city, deep in the jungle, in that kutia, doing no other thing except what required for your survival. After that, whole day is engaged only in making his mind introverted, single pointed, subtle, purified, divinized, empowered. After all that is done for a year or so, then that power will give him chance to get all the siddhis and all. Rejecting all the siddhi, using this power only to do the contemplation on the absolute truth. To such person, this sthiti is released or really revealed experientially. But theoretically, we have heard it. These 5 6 slokas become crux of the Ajatavada or Advaita Vedantavada, where Ekameva Advayam Brahma is real. Now you understand how tough it is to conceive practice. Therefore, the Dvaitins, Vishishta Dvaitins, उनको उसी में मजा आता है. They stay there at that level. But remember, every Vishta Dvaitin, in its evolutionary time, he'll have to become Advaitin only. And every Advaitin, well, will have to talk in the world, he'll have to come and talk in the language of Dvaita. एंड ही विल हैव टू टीच द उपासना एट द टाइम ऑफ उपासना विशिष्टाद्वैत इसलिए तीनों के विषय लड़ाई नहीं करना like the Ramanuja who taught the Vishishta he is not stuck up there in Vishishta. In the early next lives, he himself might have got evolved to some Advaita. All that you will see when you go beyond this creation with your siddhis and see. At that level of their maturity, whatever they understand, that they take as truth and they explain that. Like what I speak now is according to my mature. After 10 years, when I study more, contemplate more, same thing I will deeply understand, that I will teach. So tough it is. Even to conceive, even to understand. It looks like impossible only. And the conditions that are imposed to achieve that are so crude and rude as if you should not even do the sankalpa also of the Dvaita. Nivrittasya, apravrittasya. Is it not? At that level of Vedanta, even the rasaswada of the bhava of the bhakti also we have to give up. Bhagavan Ramakrishna was at that level. Mother. He was in such a rasanubhuti of the bhakti, which was so great, but obstruction for the Advaita. Therefore, mother prompted Guru Totapuri ji. Somebody, they come and tell, take their sword, cut your mother into pieces. How can I do that? You do it. Out of bhakti to Guru, he did it, then he merged in oneness. After merging in the Advaita, then that prema towards murder is more beautiful than the earlier. That's called Jnanottara Bhakti. That's beautiful. That's what in Hanumanji. Hanumanji knows I am Brahma, Rama is Brahma. After that Jnana only he acted as Dasa. He acted means he lived. He lived means he enjoyed. To Rama. Rama Dasa, Rama Duta, Rama Bhakta. That never troubles Lord also. Because that Advaita never does Upasana in expectation of something. That is why in Gita also, I like Jnani Bhakta. तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्तः एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम् अहं स च उदारा सर्वे एव एते ज्ञानी तु आत्मा एव इति मे मतम् एवम् आस्ते स युक्तात्मा मामिव उत्तमां गतिम् ज्ञानी भक्त doesn't ask anything. I love him. But the Ajnani Bhakta goes on forcing me. For his sake, I have to take variety of funny avatar. I have to become Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha. कितना मुश्किल है एवरीथिंग इज डिफरेंट परशुराम छोटा आया बड़ा बन गया देन परशुराम हाउ मेनी पीपल हैड टू किल राम जंगल में रहो बंदर के साथ हेल्प ले लो कृष्णा सो मेनी राक्षसस सो मेनी यूजलेस चिल्ड्रन सो मेनी वाइफ्स थ्री ट्रबल्स ही हैड every avatar is troubled only because of ajnana bhaktas the jnani bhakta never asks I love him. By the way, okay, today we'll stop here. Om, 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 Om. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarushabhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Manduka Maharshe Namaha Gaudavadacharya Varyaya Namaha Adyashankarat Gurave Namaha Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Yesterday we did our Gita completely. So today we are not going to have any third class. Okay? Enough today. Tomorrow class will start at 10. Please remember Telugu people. Then 11 o'clock our Upanishad. Then 12 to 12:40 we'll have 12:45 two classes. How to set it, which is first, second, I'll just use my thinking and see that what is convenient to you. And most certainly, most probably, we are starting with Vishnu Sahasranama and Viduraniti. In our class, Vishnu Sahasranama will be in Telugu mostly, Viduraniti will be in Hindi. Telugu people can attend all. So, will I do first our Upanishad, that what morning class? चेंज होगा टाइम हमारा रुद्रम करके विदुर नीति करके देन इंग्लिश में मांडुक्य करके should I do this or how I do it I'll just see. I have to just think which is convenient, which is required, etc. But क्लास तो ऐड होएंगे कल से. थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स. एंड आ जाओ क्या करें स्कूल बैग ले लो छोटे बच्चे की तरह टिफिन बॉक्स ला के बैठो